Welcome back to episode 9 and our round 2 preview for the Gippsland Conference. Reese Handwriting from the Traralgon T-Birds joining me again today, and we've got a big round of basketball, Reese. 18 games being played in round 2. Amazing loads of basketball to be had this weekend.
18 games, 18 different results. Let's get into it.
Arch rivals, neighbouring towns, Traralgon T-Birds are set to host Morwell. How do we see this game going down?
Oh, definitely us. We got that game for sure. With that being said, Morwell's got a great squad. We're improving on the up. We've got a few guys coming in next week. That didn't play this weekend and just gone. And will be a close contest. I'm expecting Bazina and Tibbs to really be up there, and obviously a main priority to guard this round is obviously Canavan. He's a huge influence, so definitely I see us getting on top, but it won't come easy.
And Mafra are set to take on Sale in not just the Gippsland men and the Gippsland women, but the juniors. So they have a big junior day where their teams battle against each other, being neighbouring associations. How do we see the Gippsland men's teams going?
Look, just down the road for both. Literally a skip of a stone. I think it's great that they do all their junior practice matches and everything beforehand, do their little cup stuff. I think a lot of associations should probably look to adapt that, I think personally. It builds culture, it builds Gippsland, everything about it. I think it's a great thing that they do down there. But for the men, I do have Mafra coming on top. I think Sam Whelan's in for another big day. And obviously with support of the other ones as well. I've seen from last game they were missing a few names that I noticed, so it'll be interesting to see if they come in, but I don't think it'll come easy. I think Sale from their game against Carnbara in round 1, I think it's going to be an interesting watch and see what happens.
And Warragul make the short trip down the road to their neighbouring association in Carnbara. It'll be a big night in Carnbara if they can get the biscuits. How do we see this game going down?
That's going to be an awesome contest, I think. Obviously Shelley's coming off a really big game in round 1. It'll be interesting to see what he does there. Definitely going to be a huge contest, and I reckon I'm going to go with Carnbara on this one. I think they're going to come out with chocolates.
And we've got Warragul hosting Moe, which is going to be another great battle. How do we see this one unfolding?
Both teams with a lot of history. Come a lot of final runs, a lot of times they've met in the middle and everything like that. Going to be a huge game. It's not going to come easy. I think it's going to come down to the wire. But I've got Warragul coming out on top.
And that battle there is second versus fourth currently as it stands. So it'll be interesting to see. Then on Sunday, we've got Moe backing up and hosting Traralgon. So both teams having a doubleheader this weekend. That'll be a physical, tight, tough game, won't it?
Another doubleheader for us. Straight off the bat. Look, I think it can go either way. I'm pretty confident of us, of course. I'm the coach, so I guess I've got to be. But look, with that being said, I would say it come down. History proves that we've always gone to an overtime or it's been a few points. So I definitely think we can come out on top, but it won't come very easy.
Carnbara hit the road for their second game of the weekend to play against Morwell. How do we see this game potentially unfolding?
It's going to be another great game. You got Morwell coming on doubleheader, same with Borough as well, and I think it's just all going to come down to who's still in form and who's not, fatigued and tired. And I definitely think out of this one, I do have Carnbara tipped for the win.
And the Warrior Cup is taking place in Pakenham between obviously the Pakenham Warriors and the Warragul Warriors. It should be a nice, tight matchup, this game.
Yeah, it's probably, in my opinion, the game of the round. For sure. Both teams have, loaded. Obviously, we've seen what Pakenham's capable of doing, from round one. And I definitely have to say I'm going with Pakenham on this one. I reckon they need their taste of success, and I think it's going to come that round.
And Lakes Entrance travel down the road to Sale in a nice neighbouring association game again. How do we see the matchup working?
From the looks of it, looking on what happened in round one, I think it's going to come down to probably maybe the last possession. I reckon again, and I reckon I'm going to put in Lakes Entrance for their first win. I think they're very much there, and they just need that taste. So I'm going Lakes on that one.
And Wonthaggi gets set to host Southern Peninsula on the Sunday after taking on Carnbarra on the Saturday night. Should be a nice, tight tussle, this one as well.
Yep, absolutely. Not knowing what Wonthaggi really has down there, which is really scary. It could go either way, but given the performance that Southern Penn put up in round one, I'm definitely going to go with the Sharks on this one. I'm getting over the line.
And let's take a look at our women's games again. Traralgon taking on Morwell, again, arch rivals. This will be Morwell's, I guess, first taste of the rivalry in the women for a few years, and it should be a pretty good game.
Oh, absolutely. With the inclusion of Tenali Hood, that came back to Traralgon, which is a massive in. There was a few players that didn't play in round one for the Lady T-Birds, and I definitely think it's going to be a tight contest. Morwell's got some great players. Traralgon's got some really good players as well, and I definitely have the Traralgon T-Birds getting the win in this one, of the very first of many, I would say, over the seasons. But definitely won't come easy.
And Mafra are hosting Sale. Hopefully Sale can improve on their gameplay from round one. How do you see that one unfolding?
Yeah, again, just down the road for both of them, and with obviously at full strength and mostly all of their junior athletes coming back into their sides, I'd say. I definitely have Mafra tipped for this one, but it's going to be a really good contest.
And Carnbarra currently sitting on top of the ladder, taking on Wonthaggi, who have not played a game yet. How do we see this matchup unfolding?
Yeah, again, not knowing what's brewing down there in Wonthaggi, with all the athletes, but given Carnbarra's success in round one, coming off 2 wins, I'd say they'll be looking to make it a third, and they've got my tip this week.
And we have Warragul taking on Moe, which is third versus fourth in the women. How do we see that one unfolding?
Yeah, definitely a game of the round for me. Both have got really good players from round one, and both are probably finding their form as well as we're going into the season. But with this one, I've got Moe tipped for the dub.
And Moe take on Traralgon on the Sunday. Again, that is fourth versus fifth. So tough weekend for Moe, having to play third and then having to back up and play fifth. How do you see this game going?
Again, matter of who's fresh and ready to go and everything like that. It's going to be another tough game for Moe. And I definitely do have the Lady T-Birds coming in for a dub on that one. But definitely it's going to be another game of the round as well. To back on to the Warragul Moe game.
And Carnbarra back it up against Morwell. Hopefully Morwell can put up a better fight this week and potentially knock off the undefeated Wildcats.
Yeah, Matt, looking at how lists match up and the round one performances, Morwell get through Saturday okay. I think they're a good chance to knock off Carnbarra and get that, hopefully a first or a second win, for the weekend.
And Warragul travel down to Pakenham to compete in that Warrior Cup. should be a really tight tussle this game.
Yeah, look, Matt, we've got 18 games, and I'm saying gaming around, but there's just so many good matchups coming. And look, battle of the Warriors. I guess it's clear to say that Warriors are going to win this one. But look, with that being said, both have got really good players. My pick this round, I'll go with Warrigal to get up in that contest.
And it feels like we should be done, but no, it's not. We've still got 2 more games to preview. The games just keep going and going. This list keeps growing and growing. Sale take on Lakes Entrance in Sale.
Yeah, another another good contest. Again, I've got Sale winning in this one. I think, Sale will come through with the chocolates on that one.
And Wonthaggi in their second outing for the season take on hosting, I should say, Southern Peninsula.
Yeah, without knowing what Wonthaggi's got to offer, and seeing how Southern Penn planned out in their first game, I've got the Sharks getting over Wonthaggi.
So it'll be great to see how the ladder unfolds after our round 2 action this coming weekend. Make sure, fans, we get into the stadium and support our teams, especially with 18 games of basketball in Gippsland. You should be able to easily get into a stadium and watch some CBL action. So that wraps up our podcast for our Gippsland round 2 review, episode 9. Good luck to teams on the weekend, and make sure you tune in next week as we jump on a call and review what was the enormous round 2 in the Gippsland Conference.